Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura Sogar.
And I'm Mae Plannert. And today we are talking about Tory Burch.
Oh my God. Bringing back the Southern fashion.
Oh, big time. So I don't know if you are familiar with this or not, but you guys have heard of revenge porn, I'm sure. But have you heard of revenge retail?
No.
Okay.
Literally not ever.
That's what we're going to be covering today. So there's a big backstory about Tory Burch that I had heard little murmurs of throughout the years, but now I dove deep into, so you guys don't have to, and tell you the whole story about her and her ex-hubby, which is really scandalous. It is a tale as old as time, basically an exceptional woman getting beat out by a mediocre man with way too much confidence.
Oh my God, this is one of my favorite topics.
I know. And it's so not on brand for me to be talking like that, but that's truly what happened here.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, there's the opposite as well happens as
right.
Sometimes we focus on these, and I'm frankly excited.
Oh, it's going to be great. Okay.
All right. Enjoy.
Strap in. Strap in and strap on.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
What's been popping? What's happening with you?
Oh my God. Lots. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to South by.
Oh, right. Yeah. I want to hear about this.
Holy shit. Austin sucks now. Sorry. Kinda.
How come?
It's just tech people, which is like, has its perks. Great coffee.
Sure.
The cafe game on point. But just like the general ambiance, I was like, ooh.
It feels like it's been sterilized, It's been neutered.
But then the homeless, out of control.
Wow.
And I really think...
it's unhoused now, Laura.
Excuse me.
Because I just solved the problem by renaming it.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
They were worried about being offended when they were yelling at me about how they were going to chase me until I gave them change or some bullshit. I'm pretty sure, tech companies, they're followed by homeless people. I'm starting to be like, is it you? Is it you?
That's true. Well, I think
all of them.
Yeah. And listen, at the risk of sounding like Alex Jones right now, I think that it's mostly...
Let's go.
It's mostly liberal cities.
Well, that's a lot of the tech companies are based in these hubs. I don't know. I'm just saying. A lot of homeless people.
Listen,
a
it's
lot
just
of unhoused, excuse me.
It's an observation and it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's why they made cryptocurrency, so they don't have to give change to homeless people.
Why the fuck don't homeless people have Venmos?
Because they don't have phones, you fucking idiot.
Let's cut that part out.
No, I love it.
Leave it in.
This is literally Mae's just trying to be like, pull out your crypto wallet. Can I send you some Bitcoin?
Right.
And they're like, bitch, I need a sandwich.
I remember one time, people, I don't know if they even still do this because I haven't been to a nightclub in a very long time, but I remember.
Someone's asking for an invite. Someone wants to go out.
There was those people in the bathroom that would help you with mints or whatever you needed and yada yada. And I remember I told the lady, because I only had $1 on me and I would have given her more, and I was like, you should really put up a Venmo. And she was like, what are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
That's a little bit more fair though. They're like, come on, maximize your ROI here. What are you doing? You're just handing out mints. Yeah. I'm drunk. I will give you money.
Oh my God, I would have given her $50.
Yeah, there you go.
She could be rich.
Well, listen, let's new business plan. It's gonna go revolutionize the what do we even call those people? Bathroom assistants?
Yeah, that's what we call them, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I thought that was a great idea, but she did not take it. But anyway, what else happened at South by?
So I missed my flight there, so that was pretty cool. And so I ended up getting a little bit less time there than I anticipated. I was pissed because I was going to see the Facebook whistleblower.
Oh my God, wait.
I know.
Oh, you missed her speech.
I missed it because Laura went to La Guardia, not JFK. Like an idiot. I'm new. It's my first plane.
Yeah. Zuckerberg must be like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
I'm surprised he hasn't put a hit on her.
I know.
Really.
Yeah. Crazy. I also love, I'm sure you saw this. I'm sure people also saw this, that Facebook had taken away the restriction of violent speech as long as you were talking about Putin or Russians as a whole, which is what are we doing here?
They continue to just wing it in terms of their foreign policy. Completely
And
just,
their PR.
And their PR, like, they don't care. And I guess it's like one of those things where they're like, you're gonna use Facebook and Instagram. Like, kind of go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, we can pretty much do whatever we want here.
I know. Well, the only reason I use it is because I can't get any heat on TikTok. Please follow me at Mae Planner. Thank you. I put up one thing and it's bombing, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I not famous?
You're like, excuse me? This has been up for 45 minutes. This is on the same brand as when Mae posts lineups 30 minutes before the show.
Oh yeah, I do this thing. It's really fun where I book a show and then I forget who I booked on it, and then I have to go through all my messages and figure out who I actually said yes to, and then I put up the flyer an hour or so before my show.
Like,
and then I show up to the show and I'm like, why is there only 5 people here?
Like, people are supposed to drop their shit the second it goes up and just like burst out the door.
No, nobody knows. But I sell tickets to shows by keeping it a secret.
Yeah, they're secret shows.
By keeping this show a complete secret, but no one knows about it at all.
Don't tell.
Come out and see me live every Saturday at the Tiny Cupboard. Thank you very much.
Borscht is the name. Don't worry about the lineup. You're never gonna see it.
You're never gonna see it. So don't worry. So quit asking. Quite frankly.
Just burning questions.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mae, you're on TikTok now. Yeah, and so Facebook. So you're sending all your stuff to China. So that's great. And now Facebook's getting rid of the Russian, which is hilarious because Facebook is, I swear to God, 40% Russian bots.
No, it is.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They banned a bunch of...
They're laughing. They're fucking true.
Yeah.
It is.
They recently banned all the Russian bots, and all my friends have been like, what the fuck? I have no engagement. That's probably what happened to my TikTok.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Anyway, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Jussie Smollett was sentenced to prison time, and then he already got out.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I already
totally
got out.
missed that story.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Isn't that crazy?
That really is. I mean, I guess that's kind of weird because it's like, what is the technical crime? What did he actually get sentenced with?
Faking a hate crime.
But that's
which is
not
pretty,
like...
It's pretty fucking serious because...
It's pretty serious, but I don't... Is there precedent for that?
Yes, there is. And also, I mean, if you think about it, he sucked up so many resources from the city of Chicago, which, by the way, has like the highest homicide rate.
I know, they were like, we have mortgages. We are busy.
We got shit to do. There's plenty of mortgages to go around.
Yeah, all of us have them. Multiple.
So anyway, so he had to pay restitution to the police department, which I think is completely fair.
That makes sense, but like jail time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Note to self: no hate crimes. No faking hate crimes.
Please do not fake a hate crime. What could it even be? Like, we hate tall German women.
Yeah, we hate former NCAA athletes. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down that path.
No, let's not go down that path. You know what? It's just tired. And honestly, I can't deal with the hate and visceral that would come towards us.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Move on. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about was Crypto Island, which I think you'll probably cover soon.
I
or maybe
have
not,
to.
unless there's
I think I need to do an update just on like crypto as a whole because NFTs and everything, they've just been out of control. That was the other thing. Austin is pretty much, South by Southwest was just a crypto trade show.
Yeah.
Which was kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
It was super exhausting, actually.
I know. Well, it's so funny, crypto, because it's like everyone kind of agrees that it's going to be here forever, but at the same time, everyone's scared to put, assets the majority of their assets into it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, is this going to be something that we look back on and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe we were falling for NFTs and fucking Bitcoin? Probably not. I don't know.
It's one of those things where I think NFTs, like, the core technology underneath it does make sense, but I think we're just applying it in very strange ways right now, in the sense of like buying Bored Apes or whatever they are. That's a very weird thing for us to be doing.
Yes.
Unless it's just literally the notoriety of the fact that it was the first one. That's like the only thing I can really see keeping it around. Versus crypto, like the fact that we would have digital only assets are like currencies makes sense to me. Yeah. Minus the unhoused.
The unhoused.
Furious.
How are they going to get their Bitcoin?
They're not. This is when they're going to die. And it's going to be.
That's really upsetting.
Feel like, it is.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That's the. All right.
You know,
I'm just making conspiracy theories over here. It's like my pastime.
What really kills me is like, I live in the West Village and I get to know the different unhoused people in the area. And then I'll notice that one hasn't been around in a while. And I'm like, oh no. you know? And then I noticed that there was one who seemed pretty good. And then I saw them like tweaking and smoking crack the other day. And I was like, damn, you were on such a good path.
No. What about the guy that was trying to light your apartment on fire?
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while, actually. He probably succeeded. And do you know this story? Okay. I came home one day. This is a true story. So I came home after I worked out and I went to go meet my friend for dinner, and I was just going to go like rinse off real quick in my apartment. And I walk into my apartment. There's a little like walking area before you actually get to the apartment front. And there was a guy, and he was lighting newspapers on fire and then throwing them at my apartment building. And I was like,
fucked up.
And he's in the way. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I was like, obviously I'm not going to shower. So then I text my super and I was like, hey, there's a guy in our foyer and he's trying to light the building on fire. Like, what do I do? And he was like, are you kidding me? Call the police. And so I call the police,
Like,
and
can
I'm
a maintenance guy get out here like with a bucket of water? Like, I don't know.
And I called the police and I was like, there's a guy and he's probably just like going through something. You know, we've had a hard year, you know, and like I don't want to like judge anybody for how they react and what. And they were like, "Is your apartment building this address?" And I was like, "Yes." And they were like, "Somebody already called." I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I thought that they were gonna play my fucking 911 call on the news when something happened to this guy and be like, "Look at this lady laughing."
And so like, politically correct. You're like, I don't want to judge, but I also don't want my stuff on fire.
Exactly. I know, but I've seen this guy multiple times trying to light the building on fire. Like we had some loose hangers or loose wires. I don't know why. And he had a lighter and he was trying to light the wires on fire and he didn't succeed then. And the newspapers, we live in a brick building. Okay. Figure it out. It's never going to burn it down. You got to get more creative than that.
Get a different tactic, dude. That's what he's planning right now.
Yeah. He's got to come in on the inside. You got to just buzz all the buzzers. Someone will let you in and then light it on fire. Duh.
Come on.
Anyway.
He'll be back. We'll keep an eye on him.
Yeah. But he's got a beef with my building. I'm like, did you like used to date somebody that
did you live
there?
here?
Like,
did you get evicted? What's
yeah,
going
right.
on? Were
Very
you
strange.
maintenance? I don't think I finished the crypto island bit. You know what? Tune in another time. I'll tell you about it then.
Yeah,
Look at that. Like a little cliffhanger. That's good. It's good for attention, right?
Why the fuck do all these groups feel the need to have islands?
The second a group gets an island, they're up to something bad.
Yeah.
No group has had an island and it's just been like totally normal.
No.
Fire Festival, that didn't work
John
out.
McAfee or whatever.
McAfee, yeah, he had a whole. But
He, like,
yes,
took
there was
over
absolutely
Belize, but
an
it was an
island
island.
involved in that. Epstein, come on.
Yeah.
Peak island energy.
I mean, that's
what I'm saying.
the most famous one, obviously.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I don't think
England, the whole country.
True. Fair enough.
Sketchy.
Sicily? Also a little sketchy.
Oh my God. Prove us wrong. Point is, prove us wrong.
I'm like, Mark's Sicilian, so I can say that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not English, but
Yeah.
no one cares. No one's going to defend them.
Alrighty. Let's see. So I want to talk about Tory Burch. Are you ready?
I sure am. Let's talk about it.
All right. So Tory Burch, famously, those flats everybody wanted
Yes.
with the little stupid the medallion
Are those
or whatever.
still like around? Like,
They've
are they
gotta
still
be
popular?
around.
I'm sure they're around, but like popular?
Probably not, but they're probably one of those things that will loop back around where then we'll have kids and our daughters like, you have to buy me $400 flats that are going to give me blisters. And I'm like, fucking asshole.
Yeah. Also, like, obviously not great quality. Like, no flat is worth $400. It's
I mean, they're real leather, but yeah, still.
It's a flat. It's like the tiniest amount. I don't know. Pisses me off. Me off.
I remember my parents were big into knockoffs, so I had like the Fugs. And I had like the Tory Burch and like and whatever. And I was like, I really wanted these fake. Well, I wanted the real Tory Burch one. So my parents went to TJ Maxx and got me these, Tory Burches. And I remember I was like my first day at private school and I was like this new kid. And did I already tell this story on the pod?
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
I don't remember. So screw you guys. I'm going to listen again.
So it was my first day at private school and I was like the new kid there. Everyone else knew each other. And it was on Mondays, you were supposed to like dress up.
Yeah.
And so everyone else took that as like a sundress with flats. My parents interpreted that as a gray pantsuit and these Tory Burches.
You are ready for a business interview.
Yes.
You are.
It was insane.
You are ready to walk in and hit them with your 30, 60, 90 plan.
And then I remember.
What do you need? Move some units, folks.
So I had to take the train, the commuter rail to Braintree and then back to the Cape. And I remember
12-year-old interviewing?
And And I got off the train and my mom was like, how was your first day of school? And my feet were just like bleeding all over. And my feet were bleeding and I was crying and I was like, I hated it.
Oh, you poor thing. But
It
also
was
very
horrible.
funny. I'm glad old young Mae had to suffer for us to laugh today.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine if that just went smoothly? I'd be, I don't know, in a private jet over the
Happy.
Emirates somewhere.
Same thing. Yeah, that's what I said.
Everyone listening is like, but you still have your same face and body. So what are you talking about? Okay, but Tory Burch, she's pretty much a badass, actually. I didn't know a lot of cool stuff about her that I found out through a beautiful website called Wikipedia.
Love it. Literally, the homies. Will I give you money? Never. It's never happening, Wikipedia. Stop asking me.
I mean, it might have to because how else are we going to continue this podcast?
Just saying. Dude, they say donate now, and I'm like, don't ignore. Stop asking. It's never like I don't know you.
All right, so our girl Tori, she was born June 17th, 1966, which makes her a Gemini.
Why do I know that? That better be important. That
Relevant
better be
to the
important to the
story.
story.
For those of you that don't know, she's kind of like the queen of like waspy outfits, basically.
Yeah.
And she was an American fashion designer, businesswoman, and philanthropist, which everyone always says philanthropist, but I'll get into some of the stuff that she does, which is actually pretty
She's
badass.
like legit.
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah.
She was listed as the 88th, this is in 2020, was listed as the 88th most powerful woman in the world by Forbes.
God, we need to be more powerful. That's not good.
No, wait,
okay,
wait,
does
it's
she actually do shit? Or
Yeah,
is she
she
just
actually
making
does-
some flats? Because I'm saying,
No,
if
no,
it's
no.
just flats, we got to ramp it the fuck up, ladies. Oh,
They got
never mind,
handbags. They have dresses.
I take it all back.
They have whole collections.
All
Okay.
right. You know, I want some IT equipment. That's what I'm looking for from us.
So her
Anyway.
early work. So she graduated from college, moved to New York. She worked for a few different designers. Blah blah blah. She's known as for this like preppy boho style. It actually got featured on Gossip Girl in 2007, which is when it really skyrocketed, which is pretty cool. And
That's why I think I associate it more with Southern, because it was in college that I feel like a lot of people really.
yeah.
But I was in the South at that point. So
No,
I just thought I like moved down to the South and was like, the fuck's going on? People are wearing these flats?
Yeah, no, I actually think that it was pretty like universal
Fair enough.
because I remember everybody having Tory Burch flats in New England too.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I left and didn't know. I didn't know.
Bad for snow. Can we say that?
Oh, the worst.
Yeah.
The worst for snow.
The worst for
leather. Just
almost every situation.
yeah, they're not comfortable.
Yeah. Her and Michael Kors should hang out and be like, we were really something someday.
We really fucked things up for those women, huh?
Yeah. Or like, we used to be something.
Oh yeah, they really had us by the throat. They were
Oh,
like, "You
big
want to buy
time.
this shit?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Ask my parents. They'll say no."
So she created Tory Burch with her ex-husband, who is the star of the show later on, Chris Burch, in
Already mad.
February 2004 and launched it in a retail store in Nolita in Manhattan.
No.
As of 2020, it had grown to include more than 300 stores worldwide, and it's carried in over 3,000 department and specialty stores, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
She also has a performance activewear Tory Sport.
It's just flats, but sneaker.
Yeah.
On the bottom. You're like, ow, ow.
Yeah. So I'm going to get into some of her philanthropy stuff, which is pretty cool. And you might eat your shorts, Laura.
Perhaps. I wish.
Eat your shorts, okay?
I want to.
All right. So in 2009, she founded the Tory Burch Foundation, which supports the economic empowerment of women in the U.S. through small business loans, mentoring, and entrepreneurial education.
Oh, I love that.
Pretty
Okay.
cool.
Finance. That's good.
Um,
I swear
Yeah.
to God, if it's just for like jewelry earring companies, I'm going to
No.
kill myself.
In 2014, the foundation launched Elizabeth Street Capital, an initiative with Bank of America to provide women entrepreneurs with access to low-cost loans and mentoring support. The initiative,
That's cool.
originally named from the location of Tory Burch's boutique, Elizabeth Street, is now known as the Tory Burch Foundation Capital Program. Okay, well, I liked Elizabeth Street better, but okay, whatever. Narcissist. By November of 2017, Bank of America had committed a total of $50 million to the program. And by 2018, the program was facilitating $1 million in loans each month. And September 2021, the program had distributed $65 million in loans to more than 3,500 women entrepreneurs.
I love that.
It's great.
Should we be entrepreneurs? Should we go ask Tori for
I don't
some
have
money?
what it takes, I'll be honest.
I don't know. I feel like I'm like, hey, listen, I'll sell some earrings. Like, what do you need me to do?
There's a lot of exceptional women out there. You're not going to find one on this podcast. Okay?
Speak for yourself. I'm about to go out there and start putting some sequins on some stuff.
Oh my God.
It's terrible.
So
I don't even know.
April 2014, the Obama administration named Burch an inaugural member of the Presidential Ambassadors for Global Entrepreneurship.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, which is pretty insane. I'll list a few more, and like, we got it. She's cool.
Yeah.
But March 2017, to coincide with International Women's Day and Women's History Month, the Tory Burch Foundation launched Embrace Ambition, a global campaign to address the double standard that exists around ambition. Which is often seen as a positive trait in men and a negative one in women. This campaign also includes a PSA video featuring celebrities. Oh boy, this took a turn. Men and women.
That's hilarious. Can I, just bringing up International Women's Day, can I do a quick aside?
Please.
I think I may have sent this to you. Did you see the Bain Capital announced the release of like another fund towards crypto, and all the founding members on International Women's Day, they were very excited. Big day, big launch. They tweeted out, it is 7 men. Like a picture of it. You didn't have to do the picture.
You didn't even have to have names.
You also didn't need to tweet it. No one fucking cares.
No.
On Twitter. To tell you that, Bain Capital. Don't know what to tell you.
That is amazing.
They got ripped apart, and they actually had to do an apology. And then, because like, just the fact that they did it on International Women's Day is like kind of a lot.
I mean, the oversight, there's like the tone. I'm like, are they all autistic? Like, how do they not catch that?
Think it through for one fucking second. Come on.
The optics are not great.
It's literally a picture. I'm going to put the picture, like, it's just them. It's like 4 white guys and like 3 Indian men. Lovely. They got that diversity, but beyond, like, we're just like, it's very obvious what's missing here.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
it's
God.
in crypto, so it's not like these guys have lots of experience.
Oy.
No one has any experience. It's new.
That's
anyway,
beyond.
Point being, LOL. Very funny.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry.
Okay, so she did a bunch of other cool philanthropic stuff, primarily around women and women empowerment, which, we can all get behind.
Right.
But like, the point is, she's a badass. She's done a lot of cool things. Yada, yada, yada.
We love her.
Her brand did run into a little bit of controversy, so I'm going to go over 3 main controversies here, and then we'll get into the big story, which is her feud with one of her hubbies. So, controversy number 1. So in 2017, a Facebook community by the name of La Blouse Romaine, which promoted Romanian traditional craftsmanship, pointed out that a coat by Burch displayed in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and initially marketed as a garment inspired by Africa, was actually similar to a Romanian outfit. So they put like the Romanian coat next to the Tory Burch coat, and it's basically the exact same.
Oh my God.
pattern.
Yeah, that's pretty similar.
And it's kind of like,
and it was supposed to be inspired by Africa? That's confusing.
it doesn't look like Africa at all. I mean, not that I would even know what that means, but like, to me, this is literally just copycat of this Romanian
Yeah, it looks
coat.
like, I mean, that's pretty
like
clear.
Eastern European.
Yeah. Does she think no one was going to see it from Eastern Europe?
I don't know.
She's like, they're never going to see this coat.
It's hard to tell. Like, you can make the argument. There's only so many combinations of patterns and like
Sure, but
pants
that's
and
like
tops.
dead. Like, that's the same.
It's the same, like to the T. So yeah, it is tough to defend her, but I will say, like, you can make the same argument about jokes. I'm sure there's somebody doing my act right now, and neither of us copied each other. It's just linear thinking, or whatever, parallel thinking.
It's strange that she was like inspired by Africa, but it was like, you should have just said inspired by Romania,
Right.
and then just like moved it along.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
huh.
Anyway, so that's controversy number 1. She got caught. Well, people said she was stealing from
Okay.
Romanian traditions.
But
Great.
she was okay. Fashion's crazy. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so she did it again. So March 2021, controversy arose again about a jumper designed by Burch, which closely resembled a traditional fisherman garment from Portugal. So, and then she did the same thing. She goes, she marketed it as a Baja-inspired tunic in reference to Baja, California, which is obviously in Mexico. And there it is. So this is the 2 different ones.
What
here.
the hell? Once again, just say it's inspired by Portugal and you can solve this whole damn problem. Portugal, also a cool place.
They're the same. They're the exact
That's
same.
the exact same. They're cute. I don't know. They're like a whole thing.
I mean, if I wanted this from Tory Burch, which by the way was selling for $800, I would just be like, I'm just gonna fly to Baja California and get one. It's gonna be cheaper and spend the.
And then you get
day
down there,
in
you'd be like, "Where is it?" And you're like, "Oh, I should have gone to Portugal." Apparently,
Yeah.
I fucked up. Come on, Tori. There's a lot of flights.
Have you been to Portugal?
I have.
Yeah.
Lisbon.
It's cool. It's a weird place.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Except for their whole thing is that they get over 300 days of sun a year. Like it's supposed to be extremely sunny there.
My God.
It rained every day I was there.
Really?
They literally had a hanger in the shower that said Portugal over 300 days of sun a year, and I was
Wow.
like, fucking raining.
Damn. It's like the best kept secret.
It's great.
It's
I
so
love
weird.
The tiles all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's
So
really
cute.
pretty.
It's beautiful.
When I was there, it was hot as fuck. My organs were cooking. It was insane.
Oh no.
I was like
So
walking. I was
hardcore.
like, oh. I was there with my ex-boyfriend, his family, and it was just like, oh. And we're like going all these like, whatever.
Castles and stuff
It was
like
it was
that.
cool. I liked the country.
Country's cool.
Country was
Boyfriend,
cool.
not so much.
Yeah, boyfriend's parents were great. I had a great time with his sister. Boyfriend sucked though.
Yeah, well, RIP. What are you
I
gonna do?
remember we were walking through this hotel, and it would like his parents got us this wicked nice hotel, and so we were walking through this hotel, and somebody was having sex, and like our like bellhop or whatever you call it was like walking us to our room and was like, here's like the spa, here's this fitness center, and this woman's like screaming orgasms, and I'm just with my boyfriend's parents. We're like, and like no one's acknowledging it. It was insane.
The bellhop doesn't hear it anymore. He's like, it's
Yeah.
ghosts.
It's crazy.
It's ghosts that fuck in the hotel.
I can also tell you I had 0 screaming orgasms on that trip. Let me tell you something.
We're really getting into it.
Yeah.
This is great.
All right, so yada yada. She ripped off a bunch of shit. She also did that with ceramics, which I didn't even know she had. But apparently you can buy Tory Burch ceramics.
I'll take your money. I don't care. Whatever you want,
Yeah.
man. Here you go.
So that's 3 top scandals from her actual brand. So I'm going to get into the juicier stuff, which is her personal life.
Perfect.
I'm going there because that's all women are good for, is talking about their love life.
Yes. In
You heard it
relation
here
to
first.
men, we better be getting us screaming orgasms. I swear to God. Make this shit worth it.
Okay, personal life. So
She's like, stop.
yeah.
She's shut it the fuck down.
1993, she married some dude named William Maclow, who was the son of a real estate tycoon, and was divorced within a year.
Oh, I want to be a tycoon.
I would love to be a tycoon.
That's just the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Real estate, whatever.
Just- comedy tycoon.
Comedy tycoon. Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be
that's a
nice.
good album name.
Comedy tycoon.
Oh.
What's your first album gonna be called?
Comedy tycoon. I don't know. What about
Mine's gonna be
you?
Mayhem.
Fuck, that's great. That's great.
Come on.
All right, that's good.
Now I
Comedy
gotta write
tycoon.
material so I can actually do it. I'm like, here's my 15-minute.
Here, TikTok
Comedy
hated
special.
this. You.
Yeah. Nobody liked this on TikTok. Not a soul. I actually messaged this group chat I'm in with the boys, who are a bunch of comics that we know, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, how do you guys get all these views on TikTok? I was like, I put this up and I only have like 5. I was like, I have 5 views and like 3 likes, and they were like, yeah, those 5 views are from us, and I was like, well, who didn't like it? So 2 of you saw it and didn't like it? Insane.
Wow, the disrespect.
I agree. Okay, anyway, so she broke up with that dude, divorced within a year. That's gnarly. Going through everything you go through to get married.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
A lot of bridal showers, let me tell you that. That's a lot of cousin hangout time.
and then in 1994, so just a year later, she married Chris Burch, who is the focal point of the story that I'll talk about afterwards. Obviously, her namesake, so she took on Tory Burch in 1994.
If I'm having a company, I don't think I'd name it my
No.
husband's last name.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, like
I mean, I guess it's your name now, Tory Burch. That's
I guess.
her name.
Well, I guess maybe we'll have different perspectives later in life. But I'm just like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. I fucking made this.
That's true. And it depends on who you ask. So, spoiler alert, he says that they made it together. She says that she made it
Oh,
alone.
he came up with flats. Shut the fuck up, you idiot.
That's what he
No,
says.
you didn't.
That's what he said.
You clearly.
What? Okay, we'll get to it.
He's either gay or he didn't make that.
Well, both can be true.
Okay, there we go. I'll rest my case.
Okay, so skipping ahead a little bit, spoiler alert, they do get divorced, which is going to be what like the fallout of the story is going to be. But I just want to talk about her love life since him because it's kind of funny.
Okay.
She dated Lance Armstrong for a little while.
Oh my god. Wait,
in
like, do you know
2007.
when?
In 2007.
No way. I met him
You did?
on my recruiting.
Did he
trip
have
to
one ball or
Texas.
2 balls then?
One ball.
Okay.
I checked. I was like,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice. No,
Was he
I'm
on
like,
his apology tour already or no?
No, this was actually, he lives in Austin, and I was on my recruiting trip to Texas, and they pulled out all the stops. The recruiting trips are like before college for athletics. You go down and visit the team and stuff, and like,
Yeah.
do I want to go there? I did this,
And you
they,
get
like,
wicked drunk and it's awkward.
Yeah, you drink underage. It's like the best part. And then they introduced me to Lance Armstrong. I was like, Jesus Christ, this school is like pretty. They want me to come here, and
yeah.
I went.
And it
I was
worked.
like, I'm flattered. Thank
And
you.
it totally worked.
It totally worked. And then I never hung out with Lance. I was like, where's Lance? I thought the deal was I get to hang out with him.
At least he's ball, you know,
Yeah.
singular. So afterwards,
No sight.
after Lance, apparently she didn't hang out with Lance too much either. She was linked for some time to a guy named Lear Cohen, who's an American music industry executive. So he's a pretty big deal. And in November 2018, so like this broad is getting all around, she married Pierre Roussel, who is the former chairman and CEO of LVMH. And he became CEO of her company in early 2019. So she kind of didn't learn, speeding up a little bit, she didn't really learn her lesson from Chris Burch because now she's having her new husband be like the CEO.
Okay, the CEO of LVMH is very different than Chris Burch because LVMH is a powerhouse.
That's true.
At least they can move, like, they're going to put your product on some shelves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least have him meet you halfway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's more like that's more like a business partnership.
That's true. I feel like if I were married and divorced twice, I would not get married a third time. But
maybe she's just like, this isn't marriage. This is quite literally just something to grow the company.
I guess so. I mean, she's worth approximately $850 million as of 2019.
Damn,
you know, what's
good for
interesting, though, is that Tory Burch is an ELC company, not LVMH. I know that because I actually
What does
call
that
into
mean?
them. Please answer my calls.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what
Estee
that
Lauder
means.
Company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now that's weird.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay, then what's the point?
I have no idea.
Tori, you're really, you played yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
do you think that's like their dirty talk in bed?
maybe.
Like, yeah. You're an Estee Lauder company. You're the enemy. That's how you dirty talk, right?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
She's like, please stop.
For
You're out of control
sure.
today.
Laura got on these new antidepressants
I know,
that
I'm in
make
a
her
good mood.
horny and skinny.
Yeah, that's the
Fucking
goal.
bitch.
I don't. We'll talk about that in more detail in another episode. We have to see how it all pans out. I'm early
Okay.
stages,
All right.
but hopeful.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's laughing all the way to the bank, though, because she's worth approximately $850 million. So, congrats.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Okay, so let's get back to this husband in 1994, Chris Burch. So the guy who brings all the drama. So she married him, who at the time he was an investor in the Internet Capital Group, which was a venture capital firm. And together they had 3 sons, Henry, Nick, and Sawyer. She also has 3 stepdaughters from his previous marriage. So a lot of them liken them to like, oh, it's like a modern day Brady Bunch or whatever. Because there's
cute.
6 of them living, but they're all like wicked fucking rich.
Yeah, it's Pretty Bunch, but like enormous mansions.
Yeah. So let's get into the background on both of these people. So they both are from Philadelphia, actually. So on paper, Tory and Chris were perfect for each other. They both grew up on the main line in Philadelphia, which is known as like the waspy bastion of affluent towns down there, which is so funny. I feel like I've heard that word bastion so much this year, and I'm like, because everyone's like, New York Times isn't the bastion of truth. I feel like I hear that all the time. Don't you hear that?
I have like, bastion is one of those words where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what it means, but like I wouldn't bet on it. You know what I mean?
No. If I was like, you know, who wants to play a millionaire, I'd be like, I'm gonna phone a friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
And I have no friends that would know for sure.
Yeah, don't call me because I'm over here like I would call someone else.
I bet that show wouldn't work anymore because it's like, I'm gonna call a friend, and they're just like Googling over there, you know?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm totally calling them. This is bad. Okay.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so blah, blah, blah. They both left for the high life of New York. It's like, okay, well, Philadelphia is like 2 minutes away from here.
It's literally an hour and a half on the Amtrak. Okay.
So they both were propelled to fame and fortune by huge ambition. So he actually had a clothing line before her too. So maybe that's why he did have like a little bit of experience with that or whatever. But they both
what was it? Do we know?
we do know, but not on this page. I'll get to it.
Okay. I'll rein it in.
Yeah, and so neither of them grew up like super rich or social, but they had the accoutrements of an upper class style. So Chris's mother was a Sinkler, which was a really high, like, regarded mainline family. Jesus. But his dad run a construction company. So it's like, oh, boy.
Wait, Sinclair, like the gas company? Isn't that?
I don't know if it's a gas company or not, but it's like a mainline family that's been there for generations.
Okay, so not necessarily the... Okay.
Yeah, and he also
Company
grew
name.
up one of 10 kids, which is crazy.
Yeah. That'll change you.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
3. I could see that for you.
Yeah. So Chris says his family was lower upper class. His youngest brother, Chip, explains that the family struggled right up until Chris going to college. It's like, okay, well, why are we splitting hairs here? People just love to act like they came from extremely humble beginnings. Why is that? Like, what's her fucking name? Taylor Swift was like, oh, I grew up in a shack, and it's like a beautiful brick building
with a Christmas tree farm behind it.
Yeah, exactly. And she's
fine.
like, I could barely open a can of SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not true.
It's fine. It's fine that you were fed. That's better. Actually, that's the goal.
Yeah.
We want our people to be healthy and happy.
Whatever. Anyway,
Nourished.
so the atmosphere in his house was not genteel. Okay, it wasn't.
You're really hitting us with the SAT words today. I like it. I like this.
Genteel is not an SAT word.
It's not one that you get in standard conversation.
Okay, well that's
there
fine.
you go. That's SAT word in my brain.
So
I went to state school. Okay.
One day, my dad and Chris got into a fight. His brother says, and Chris pushed my dad's face into a plate of spaghetti. Sounds like a fun household, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that to my dad. I would oh my God, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, but you don't have a brother. Brothers fight with their dad.
I guess.
They like get to a certain age and then things get physical, but not in like a concerning way, but just in like a pushing up and being like, you're not gonna fucking talk to your mother like like a lot of that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So,
I have a sister.
You know. Yeah. They get to a certain age. Blah, blah, blah. Like he wasn't, this is interesting because he has like a lot of confidence in himself, like I talked about in the beginning, where he thinks that he deserves all these things and blah, blah, blah. But he was actually a really bad student. But he was.
Yeah, no. I believe you.
And he suffered from ADD and ADHD, which they didn't know what it was back then, but that's what he has. And which comes out in his like business acumen right now and the way that he treats his employees and things like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Just get on meds. Not an excuse. Figure it out.
Right, exactly. So people would say to him, like, this kid's going a little hyper, is what they would say. Which is funny. So he had his heart set on attending the Haverford School, where the well-off mainline boys went, but he couldn't get in. And he boarded at the Tilton School in New Hampshire, which I think is actually a pretty good school. So maybe he wasn't that bad at school.
Went to boarding school?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty expensive.
I know, right? So then he learned to cope with his learning disabilities, and then he went to Ithaca College. So, blah, blah, blah. Like, he started selling... so Chris and his brother made a deal with a sweater mill in Scotland. So this is back in 1976. And they began selling brushed Shetland and cable sweaters to girls in high schools and sororities. Sounds like they just had a plot to be creeps.
Yeah, what?
They're like, this sweater is see-through.
What? I've never heard of this kind of sweater before. A Shetland sweater? Is that what you said?
Shetland sweater.
What the hell is that?
A brushed Shetland and cable sweater.
Okie dokie.
I don't know. You know what's funny is that my friend, I don't know if he's abandoned this dream or not, but he always wanted to have a cashmere sweater line out of Mongolia.
Is that where Kashmir's from?
I don't know.
Just pick a country. They have a fun name.
I thought Italy had the cashmere.
I don't know anything about like fabrics
Yeah, neither do I.
at all. I'm like, what's Shetland? I know Shetland ponies. You know Shetland ponies? They're adorable.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
think you would make that's
It's a Shetland. It's like
Ew.
cashmere. It's a nice sweater.
okay. Fair
Okay.
enough. Thank you, Luke. We appreciate
So-
you.
A little bit of drama. So they order all these sweaters. They put in all their fucking money. They were like, we have scraped together every fucking nickel and dime we have for these sweaters. Oh, they arrived too small.
Oh no,
Okay.
they were European size.
Yeah.
They were like, you Americans are so big.
Chris goes, it was the worst day of my life.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, that would suck, but like,
maybe don't put
relax.
all your money into it.
You know?
What are you doing?
And he says he went to little Christmas shows at the schools and he would say, you have to wear them really tight. And everyone's like, you guys.
Did they not like
are-"
complain to the supplier? You'd be like,
I don't
hey,
know.
you're
What
not getting paid. These are wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know.
Okay.
So
he
Chris.
has bad negotiation skills, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
Come on, Chris.
Chris went on to marry this lady named Susan Cole, who was a beautiful designer of a private art school teacher, and bought a massive Georgian home as the business Eagle Eye took off. So that's what they called the business, and the business started taking off.
Okay.
Eagle's Eye. The company even made it into the official preppy handbook, which is a Reagan era Bible of preppy style.
Oh my God. I would
like to-
love to get my hands on one of that.
Oh, amazing.
We should try to find that.
That's funny. Yeah, we
That
should.
would be really fun to like take a look at.
Oh, for sure. And Chris eventually figured out how to have his sweaters made very, very cheaply in Hong Kong.
Okay. Nice.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That now he's figuring out manufacturing. There you go.
Right. So Eagle's Eye, which by the way, I looked online, I tried to find, I was like, oh, is there any Eagle's Eye clothing still popping
Yeah.
around? And I couldn't find any.
Weird.
I was like,
Too small. Doesn't fit anyone.
You'd
It's
think-
just for dolls.
yeah, just for dolls. Especially now. He's like, people were not this big.
No, certainly not. Let me tell you who's not wearing Eagle's Eye. Me. No.
So Eagle's Eye grew to
Men's.
60 stores, and by 1990, Chris and his brother had sold 70% of their company for $60 million.
Good. Great. There
Yeah.
you go. So they maybe like piecemealed it off to like other brands or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. So though Chris's first marriage didn't last, it was a happy time in his life. He had money in his pocket. He rented an office in New York, and that's where he and Tory struck up a friendship, which would turn into romance.
Ooh.
So Chris and Tory started the Tory Burch brand together, or maybe it was just Tory. Remains to be seen.
Right.
So Tory didn't pull the classic like rich girl move of leasing fancy offices before designing a bangle. So basically, usually people will lease the offices and then figure it out.
Yeah, that's wild.
Um,
Good for her.
Yeah, right. So instead, she set up shop in the kitchen at the Pierre Son's Underfoot. I don't know what the fuck that is. So her team picked out vintage pieces from her mother's closet and combined them with clothes of her own. So she was looking at like small boxy jackets, cardigans. It was like an uptown, interesting mix and match downtown way, which I'm
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, it is cool. But I'm also like, I've seen Tory Burch. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I mean, however she wants to say it and got inspired. All good. Whatever.
Right.
Live your truth.
Exactly. So they already got into like a little bit of a tiff because Chris wanted to keep the prices super low, and he was obsessed with making everything abroad as cheaply as possible. And
He got burned. That's
Yeah,
why.
right.
He was all nervous still.
and people said that with his ADD, they could rarely keep Chris in the room for more than 2 minutes, which is annoying.
Okay. That's not great when you're trying to like run a business.
Exactly.
Like you need to like the devil is in the details. Chris.
Yeah. So 2004, so even before she had officially launched her first store on Elizabeth Street, her people thought that Chris hated the logo and the retail concept.
Oh, the logo's literally the whole brand. So
Literally.
like quite literally that's the whole thing. So come on, Chris.
A representative for Chris disputes that he hated the logo and says that he was very involved with the retail concept and the branding. So he goes, everyone's hired by me. It's a fact.
Doesn't mean that you're involved.
Yeah.
What?
When it came to sourcing and product development and accounting and business finance and capital raising, that's all I had to do. That's all I had to do. In addition, his representative maintains that Chris was involved in negotiating store leases, pricing, web design, so like a lot of fucking shit.
Notice he said involved and not led.
True. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
they would 100% have said led had he, you know what I mean? Had
Yeah.
more than a substantial amount of involvement.
So true. Yeah, he basically says in so many words that Tory Burch could never have existed without him. and that it could have never existed without Tory. So he goes, it was a combination of my experience and Tory's vision. That's the truth. But he's basically taking away all this credit from her, obviously.
Right.
So
well, what's the allegation, or like what's he?
I'll get to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm
So,
excited. Fired up.
A representative from Tory Burch says that Chris never had a day-to-day role in running the company other than raising initial capital, interviewing a few employees, and sourcing furniture.
Sourcing furniture.
Yeah. And meanwhile,
she's like, go pick out a desk. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm doing everything.
He was involved with everything. He's like, yeah, I knew that happened.
Right.
Yeah, I was aware.
So what is not up for dispute is that obviously the business exploded. The Riva flat, which is what that ballet flat cost, actually it began at $195, which is not even that much, even though my parents insisted on buying me Tory Burches. So
195 is kind of a lot.
Yeah, I guess that is a lot.
Back in like 2000, what was this?
Yeah.
8?
2008, yeah. But it became one of the past decade's hottest shoes. That's true. And celebrities like Beyonce flocked to store openings, which is crazy. That does not seem like Beyonce's
no, that
brand.
is very not Beyonce's brand.
No.
I would love. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of Beyonce in
Oh
Tory
my
Burch
God,
flats.
that's hilarious. We got to
just-
pull that up for the
There's
gram.
just no way.
So Tory and Chris started moving apart. Bummer. You can't work with your husband.
No.
Tory was emerging as a major public personality, and her life was going from one party to the next party to the next party, said a friend of Chris's. So she developed...
She sounds fun as hell.
I know, right? But then they put this negative spin on it. They go, she developed the politician's ability to make someone feel like you're the only person on earth.
Why is that bad?
I don't know. I just
That's
read the politician part, and I was like, oh boy.
Oh. But that is like successful entrepreneurs and leaders in business all have that ability.
Yeah. So they go, it's tricky to do that and be sincere, and she mastered it on a mass scale.
Who fucking cares if she's sincere? She's making money. That's
Right.
the point. It's not. This is classic shit that they bring. Would they ever ask a guy like, "But are you being sincere?"
Yeah, right.
No one fucking cares. It's a business.
Totally.
She's not.
Yeah. Well, Chris apparently was so quote unquote unbelievably bored by that.
I don't care, man.
Yeah.
That's on you. Man. What
And
are
also
you talking about?
You were co-owning this business together, and it was like taking off. So I would be kissing your boots. I'd be like, I don't want to do all this networking fucking nonsense. So I'm happy that you're able to do it, because I would rather be home doing anything else than networking with people, especially when it's called networking. Ooh, my God.
Delight.
So it was becoming clear that even though they both grew up in Philadelphia, they both had this like tie and whatever, and similar backgrounds, that Tory and Chris were not so similar after all. So
I hate Chris.
Oh yeah. So sources describe Tory as punctual, efficient, and focused to a fault, while Chris was said to be easily excitable, sidetracked on the way to his goal. But inspiration did strike on a few of these, or did strike sometimes to him. But it's like, okay, inspiration strikes to everybody. It's all about how you execute it.
Yeah, you have to have follow through. Man, I'm gonna go get some flats. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm about to go buy some Tory Burch stuff. My girl. Unless does Chris get money from that still?
No.
All right, cool.
Actually, no, I don't think so. So Tory is discreet and loyal to her friends, many say, while Chris, though very creative, can be impulsive, irrational.
It's like they're describing him like a woman, but then like still attributing a lot of that stuff to her. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And he's like, I'm responding to this like I'm an open, honest, like unconventional guy. I do things in unique ways, and I value creativity over everything else. It's like, well, it sounds like you just go in and yell at all your employees and then leave. And Tory's there to actually execute all of the things that you claim to have done. There's nothing that bothers me more than people that claim work for other people.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
Oh, it is a disaster. Also, like, I can't believe they're trying to make it sound bad that she thinks that people feel like they're the only person in the room when she speaks to them.
I don't think they were. I think that I just read the word politician.
Oh,
and
okay.
was like
That's fair. Okay, I get it.
That's more me.
That's more just understandable to feel a little worried when you heard that word.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, to me that reads like if you're calling someone political, that means like conniving and backstabbing.
Yeah. Okay,
whatever.
got it.
So divorce came because he sucks, and it was initiated by Tory in 2006. And she told friends that it was the hardest thing she'd ever gone through in her life.
Wait, 2006? That's before it took off. Like, really?
Yeah, that's before it like well, I don't know actually. I think it took off like right away, and then the divorce started happening, and then it really took off. But yeah, it was
Not another
initiated in
mix.
2006. Unless this beautiful website Wikipedia is lying.
They would never lie. No, they would never lie.
They would never lie.
They had a lot of contributions, keeping them honest.
Chris apparently was shaken to his core, devastated, unsettled, and he felt abandoned in New York, social scene, and the fashion worlds. And which like most of those people were extending warmer embraces to Tory because she was like their golden girl at this point.
Right.
So the divorce proceedings took about 2 years, and there was no prenup.
Oh no. Tory.
So eventually the couple came to terms, which included Tory remaining in the Pierre. I have no idea what that means.
the kitchen.
Oh,
thing?
no. Yeah, staying
she
in the
start-
Pierre, and Chris took up residence in the Carlisle. Okay. Why the fuck
Are
don't they
those
have a
hotels?
house? Yeah, I don't get what's happening right now.
Hell? I don't. That's just a world that I'm so far removed from that I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, huh?
An
So
apartment? I don't know. You can have your own stuff there
Right.
all the time.
Tory also got the right to buy out Chris's house in in Southampton, which sits at the end of Meadow Lane. I don't know why that's important. It's one of the chicest addresses in the Hamptons. That's
okay.
why. But the house is across from the heliport, so there's a constant chop, chop, chop in the air. So she didn't want it. Okay.
I hate when there's a heliport. It's just so hard to sleep across from the heliport. It's tough with the kids.
It really is tough
Dogs
for
get
the
riled
kids.
up.
Oh, it's a bummer.
God.
Yeah, so he still owed shares in the company, though, and Chris would call back to New York and tell the Tory Burch people that they were using the wrong factories and that middlemen were scorching them and that they should go and put all of their factories in Asia.
So he was just calling in, just like leaving
Yeah.
listener advice.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys should move to Asia. They're like, okay.
Yeah, and he disputes this claim, but like tons of people were like, he was calling in telling us what to do, and he did not work there anymore.
Oh my God.
He was still on the board, though, so he would be prone to outbursts on the board meetings, according to some familiar with the situation, and he allegedly called Tory just the mere face of the brand.
What a dick.
I know.
I don't like this guy at all.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the point.
No, it's definitely the point.
Okay. Well, point taken.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely, one of his friends said, you have to admire in the age that we live in his unedited quality. It's like, okay, well, he's not.
That is the most backhanded compliment I
Yeah.
have ever heard.
That's like when people are like, I love Trump because he just says what comes to his mind. It's like, okay, but he should probably have a filter when he's on the world stage and he's talking
He's
to
literally the
a
leader
dictator.
of a nation of 300 million or whatever people.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
You don't get to say whatever comes to your mind. You're just our talking head.
I don't even say what comes to my mind in this podcast because I would get fucking forcibly removed from here and sent to prison.
By me?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Somebody. But his friend goes on to say, he's like, beneath all of the things that he's done, he's a hurt young boy and he's thoughtful. That is a thoughtful, manipulative person who's trying
That's
to be.
what a friend.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Who is trying to be a young hurt boy. This is such a weird sentence.
Oh my God.
Very strange. So, okay, so moving on to the story. 2009, Tory and her team sold 20% of the company's shares for $120 million to an investor, Grupo Modelo, entrepreneur Maria, very hard last name to pronounce,
doesn't matter.
Larraguay,
Yeah.
one of Mexico's richest women and the ex-wife
cool.
of the U.S. ambassador to Mexico. So Chris starts working on this new store concept that's separate from Tory Burch, okay? With the majority of its products to be sourced and made in China. He claims that he showed Tory designs for a variety of items, including handbags, apparel, shoes, and homeware. And apparently she did not like those, but that's
Okay.
neither here nor there.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Basically, what he did was, and she said, she was like, this is very similar to Tory Burch, but like cheaper. And he was like, no, it has no similarities at all. So he launched C Wonder. Do you remember
Okay.
C Wonder?
No, I don't.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So C Wonder was exactly what she said it was. It was literally just
Cheap Tory Burch.
cheap Tory Burch. So he invites her.
The C is for cheap.
Yeah. He invites her to this like opening for C Wonder, and
He
she's
invited
like,
her?
yeah, and she's like, what the fuck? So she touches these bright green lacquered doors, and she was like, wait a minute, what is happening? Because Tory Burch had bright orange
Right.
lacquered.
Yeah, that they're like
Right.
very irritating colors.
Exactly. So in keeping with Chris's dedication to, quote, make people laugh, there were novelty items that had nothing to do with her business. It's, what's it called? There was a swizzle stick that Chris drank his coffee through with there was foo dogs. Like, it was all made in China. And I don't even know what a foo dog is.
I don't either.
Oh, a set of 2 ceramic
Swizzle
figurines.
sticks, like those sticks that go in circles and you can see like
I have no idea.
Is he 7?
I
What's going
guess.
on?
Some shoes were really similar to Riva, but done as pink and blue ballet flats. And it's like, whoa.
Oh my God.
The colorful wallets had gold C's instead of T's. Plus,
Oh
there
my
was the
God.
logo itself, which was a golden C designed by the team who had worked with Tory to create her brand logo. So he's ripping her the fuck off. Here it is. Here's a photo of
Wow.
it.
Oh my God. That's very, oh no. They were married.
I know.
That's so fucked up.
It's crazy to be like, how did I pick a guy to marry that's such a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Um,
Who's also just so immature.
I know. It's crazy. But like immature with tons of money that he can do this.
Oh, hate it.
Yeah, which is just ripping off her brand.
Please tell me that he's like in jail or something.
No, he's not in jail, but C.
Damn
Wonder
it.
is no longer.
Okay.
So Chris saw no similarities between C. Wonder and Tory Burch. He was like, what? He goes, I don't see the correlation.
It's the ADD kicking in. He couldn't even
What are you
focus on it long enough to notice.
What are you talking about? He says, I have said in various other comments that the interiors and products are quite different.
He's like, I said it's different, so it is.
Yeah.
Out here. Why didn't you listen?
He goes, C. Wonder is an experience. Tory Burch is an upscale woman's destination.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
They're clothes. They're shoes, man. They're shoes in a bag.
Yeah, let's just take it easy. So it would have been easy enough for Chris to ignore Tory if she had only had that one upset, but then he had to deal with the Tory Burch board. And he was
hell
co-chair
yeah.
of
Did they
that
fuck him
very board.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. That is God. I wish fly on the wall for that board meeting.
Literally. So apparently people said that he was bullying Tory is how they saw it. They said to launch a company underneath her is disgusting, and to stay on the board and do it, my God. If you're going to be a pig, at least go off the board.
Hell yeah. Who
True.
said that? I like them.
I don't know. An industry
matter.
veteran is what it says.
Industry veteran. My favorite kind.
They went on to say it's not just credit. Everyone takes credit. That doesn't really matter. Actually, this is Diane von Furstenberg who said this. She goes, what I find bizarre and nasty and can't possibly finish well for him is that he is hurting her business and sabotaging it by copying it because he's basically just undercutting her.
Isn't there legal recourse?
Well, yeah, she sued him like 1 million times.
Hell yeah. Good for her.
And so yeah, Anna Wintour basically had similar things to say, and she said like, we love Tory, we love her business, and we've never had anything to do with Chris.
Good
you know
for-
who Anna Wintour is?
I do know
Yeah.
Anna Wintour.
Okay.
She's the Met person.
No, she's not.
She's
is
the Vogue editor, right?
Yes.
But she does all the Met Ball invites.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
You're
I do
right.
know things.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Nice. Look at me go.
I was
so
like,
cultured.
wrong industry. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like incorrect. Try again.
So according to Burch company policy, Chris was able to start competing to start a competing business. And part of the building his own brand from a PR perspective is that he was already the creator, quote unquote, of Tory Burch brand. People went on to say he's delusional and it's sad, but Chris really believes that what he's doing is okay, said a friend of Tory's. And according to his brother Chip, as Chris says, guess where Tory came from, and points back to his head and taps it.
I hate this. Where is he? Let's go get him.
It's probably in Manhattan.
I don't like him
Honestly.
at all.
So
Oof.
from a retail perspective, some believe C. Wonder could have already damaged the Tory Burch brand, because you could argue that its very existence diminishes the value.
It does. I mean, it just makes everything cheaper.
Exactly. Yada, yada, yada. He was burning cash, though, so it wasn't going well for him. So Chris could have told, Tory allegedly, like, it could have been like, okay, you have to take a hike on this C. Wonder issue. Except he had a problem, which was he had no cash flow. So
Okay.
it was not going well for him. And
That's the thing is, like, I don't feel like people buy the Tory Burch flats for the logo.
right.
That's the whole point. So if you don't have the logo, like, who cares?
Exactly. So, like, long story short, I feel like this has been a really long podcast. So I'm just gonna go for it. But
No, I like it.
but
No.
long story short, they sued each other out of oblivion. Basically, he's no longer on the board, so that's been good. Chris wants to stay involved in Tori's life, and she's like,
Today still?
Yeah.
How dare?
And she's like, I'm good. That's okay.
My God.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then he goes like, Tori's the mother of my children. They did have twins together. So I want to see her happy and successful, which is great. Someone asked him if he's still in love with Tori, and he says no. He'd like to be with her because he's interested in what she can do for his image.
He said that?
No, an industry veteran said that.
Oh, okay. That industry veteran.
I
Yeah,
know,
listen, I
right?
like this guy or girl.
But then Chris goes on to say, I'm not terribly concerned about my personal image.
Clearly not.
He goes, I have
You
focused
made
my
that
attention
very clear.
on my brands.
What brands? So wait, so Sea Wonder went under?
It did go
Whoa.
under. Yes.
It did go
So
under.
it expanded like crazy. So he wanted to bring it to Greenwich, Connecticut, Rye, New York. He was doing a bunch of shit in Asia. Long story short, he ran out of money and then they had to liquidate the entire place.
Damn.
Which is crazy. That's him, by the way. He looks like a villain in a Bond movie.
He really does. We'll put the
Actually, he's
picture.
not like sharp enough too. He looks like a villain in like a Get Out.
Yeah, he
movie.
looks yeah.
This is something that I found funny though, is that on one of the openings for the Spring Street location of Sea Wonder, Tinsley Mortimer and Solange Knowles were there. You know them?
I don't know Tinsley, but I do know Solange. That's
Yeah.
Beyonce's sister, right?
Yeah.
So that's Beyonce took Tori and
Yeah.
Solange went Chris or whatever.
that's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Also, we probably can find Solange in some Sea Wonder.
Oh my
Let's-
god.
yeah, let's see. Let's find
What is
out.
she thinking? And
Solange.
that's
She's
like
excited to get invited.
I know, but that's so mean to be like, you're not exactly Beyonce, but you're like close enough so you can come to this not
No
exactly
way. Oh my god.
not exactly Tory Burch, but close
Also,
enough.
I feel like if even Beyonce's sister is probably going to get the top level invites.
I love her. I
Yeah.
think, honestly, hot
does she-
take, I think that she's better than Beyonce.
What does she do?
She sings.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
her.
she has these like secret underground little concerts that she does sometimes.
That's
she's,
so cool.
she's really good.
What's she up to? Why is she hanging out with Sea Wonder?
She got invited.
Ugh.
I don't know.
She just go anywhere she's invited. I'll invite her. You want to hang out, Solange?
Also, do you know Kelly Bin Simone?
No.
Oh, she's this batshit housewife. By the way, we're gonna do an episode on all the scams and base fraud that housewives
I'm
have done. It's
excited.
gonna be really fun, and we're gonna have on a friend of the pod.
She was like on
Yeah.
it, right?
She was on a different Bravo show, but she knows all of them personally.
God, I
Chanel
cannot
Omari,
wait.
so that'll be a lot of fun. 2013, Mr. Burch was forced to shut down all of Sea Wonder's 32 stores, which I'm like, damn, he had 32 stores. That's a lot.
Yeah, it really is. Also, whenever there's individual brands that have like their own stores like that, I'm always like,
Yeah,
it's a lot of Sea Wonder in one to support a store.
I know, right? You know what's interesting is that I looked it up online and it still has a website, but then if you click on any of the products, it takes you to Walmart. It does. So I guess it's still sold in Walmart. I don't know. They're just like going through
They're
inventory.
liquidating.
But it's been since 2013. No one's buying this
No
shit.
one's buying it.
That's crazy. So he goes on to say, I take full responsibility for the failure of Sea Wonder. Please understand that. He said that he wasn't upset about losing his own money, estimated to be $70 million in investment and loans.
We lost all of it?
He lost all of it. He goes, it's not about my ego, okay? He says, it's not about failing. It's about the fact that this is a really good idea and should have been successful. Yeah, because it's Tori's idea.
Oh my God.
His voice broke as if he was choking back tears when he talked to this person on the phone and goes, I'd rather just not talk about it anymore. So
I just wish he wasn't so shitty.
I
you
know. You know,
I part of me almost feels bad for him because he's clearly kind of crazy.
I definitely feel bad for him a little bit. And also I was looking through some of the comments section, which we got to go through when we do our research because the comments are enlightening.
Yeah.
Well, somebody
People
wrote,
like, actually know shit. It's
I
kinda
know.
crazy.
Well, somebody named Villanova, PA, which is
yeah,
the
that's
whole
just a
area.
region.
They go, I'm appalled at the negative comments written about Chris and Sea Wonder. I've known Chris since he and his brother Bob started Eagle's Eye back in college. I have to wonder, are people just jealous that Chris is a very creative and enthusiastic guy? Sea Wonder was a fun and whimsical store where I bought everything from hostess gifts to cute dresses and very stylish shoes. I'm like,
Was this Chris writing this?
I admire and envy Chris's talent and chutzpah, and I truly wish him the best. I miss his store. I'm like, this was his aunt.
Definitely his aunt, or like, yeah, like his grandkid or something like that.
Something like that.
Oh, Chris.
I know.
Chris, why did you have to be such a dick? Couldn't you just have been chilling? You could have just been hanging out with $60 million.
Could you imagine losing $70 million?
No.
People always say that, like when they're like, oh, you know, like when everyone got mad at Joe Rogan for moving from California to Texas because it was like a tax aversion, basically. And it was
Why would you not? That is the stupidest thing in the world. Of course you go to Texas.
Exactly. And
or
everybody
buy a
was
home
like,
in Florida.
well, if you have that much money, what's the difference? It's like, okay, that's a valid argument. But at the same time, imagine losing like $30 million.
That's also not a valid argument. He can do whatever he wants with his money.
Right. Crazy.
Especially California, of all places.
I know, totally.
The taxes there.
Oh.
Hot take. They're too high.
They're way too high.
Listen, I think I might be the first person with this opinion, but too many taxes.
You are really spitting facts.
Listen,
I mean,
I'm on one.
I don't think anyone's had that take before.
I know.
So,
I agree.
Well, guys, like and subscribe, please. And I hope this was
enjoyed.
interesting.
I
mean,
liked it.
Yeah, like I love like a couple spat. So this is like couple spat, but
Throw in
rich.
$70 million.
Exactly.
Give or take.
Come see us live. I'm at the Tiny Cupboard every Saturday and the second Tuesday of every month at the Comedy Shop.
And I have shows all the fucking time. I produce a lot, so just follow me online.
Yeah, follow me online too. Do that too. And like my TikToks. It's free. It's free to like my TikToks, and no one's doing it.
They give it like your philanthropy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tori, if you're listening, May Planner.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.